of a new season. Now, tonight, there's a theme going on. It's like it's an AI theme. There's a futuristic theme. It's a weird thing happening in news. And one of my favorite shows on television is called Black Mirror. I don't know if you guys love this shit, but I love this so much. We finally got the cast and the announcement for the new season. So can we talk about Black Mirror? So what a cast. Every season is massive on this show. Awkwafina, Emma Corrin, who just was in Deadpool Wolverine, of course. We had that. She was fantastic as Cassandra Nova. Paul Giamatti, one of my favorite actors in the world. I'm sorry, Paul Giamatti, about Spider-Man. You tried your best as Rhino. It sucked. I love you still. Doesn't matter. Louis Gribben, we have a lot of people attached us. Osa Ikir, I'm butcher names. Rashida Jones, I love you so much. You're fucking so hot. I would fuck you in a subway. Christina Milani. We have Chris O'Dowd, we have Issa Rae, we have a lot of people attached. As Paul R. Raymond. I'm a skipper people. I'm sorry. You've heard Black Mirror ever had? Yeah, watch this shit. It's on Netflix. We also have coming back Jimmy Simpson, one of my favorite people in the world. I worked for Jimmy Simpson on Westworld. I love you so much, Jimmy. Him and I are really great friends. I love Jimmy so much. Come on, Cruise Control. I'm working on that shit. He was on Westworld for a long time. Harriet Walter, but the cast is amazing. One of the things we heard about, we talked about this back in January. There's an episode, it was like 2 seasons ago, it was like a Star Trek spinoff called the USS, what the fuck was it called? USS Callister, that's what it was, like Macaulay Culkin, Callister. And that was a great episode. I loved it so much. And they're going to do a sequel to that. And there was going to be like a spin-off series, but now they're integrated into this new season of Black Mirror. They've had big people like Miley Cyrus been on this. You've had John Hamm on this. You had last season Josh Hartnett, Aaron Paul. Like they always bring big actors in this, and they're all contain episodes that are all about technology and how it affects the future. And what they do is amazing. I love this show. If you haven't watched it, and I saw again in the chat, people that didn't know this was, please, there's like 5. This is season 7. There's 6 seasons on Netflix. Go back and watch it. It was a UK show that transitioned into Netflix. And at that point, it blew up. And these episodes are self-contained, but the idea of it is like how technology can really affect humanity. And I love it. It's fun. It's fantastic. And they're all done well. And the creator himself has written most of these episodes. And now he's actually letting other people write stuff. And for me, that's fantastic. You can't keep going forever. You have to be able to pawn stuff off to other people. We lost GR. GR, where you at, man? I love you so much. There he is. He's back again. But here's what else.
Right. Is that all right?
There he's back. I love your back, man. I love your back.
Drink break.
Drink break, GR. I am going to, GR, I'm ordering a new computer tonight, because he's the thirsty daddy. He's our PR president. He's GR Waters. Round of applause for GR. But I will say this.
What's going on?
If you haven't.
What's that, GR?
I said, so this computer just doesn't like me.
This computer is laying down and it takes right now.
Brian's going to update it for you.
Yeah. But I will say this. So if you haven't seen Black Mirror, it's something you need to see. Brandon, as a writer, you've seen this, right? Have you seen Black Mirror?
Every episode.
Okay. So the idea of this,
I haven't
Black
seen all
Mirror,
of it. I'm going to be honest. I've seen some. It's very good.
It's great. And honestly, that's one of the reasons I like it is because if you are someone who you don't have to see every episode. Everything's a standalone. So you can just kind of check it out when you want to. Instead of like these other shows where it's like, okay, strap in for 5 seasons.
Just keep going. Just fucking keep going. But Brandon,
you know what's going on. Like tech plays a role in our lives and everything.
Yeah.
It's always being,
It's like Twilight Zone, but for the modern age, which is
that's awesome.
That's what I always tell people whenever someone's like, "What is the show about?" I'm like, the closest I can say is it's Twilight Zone for the new millennia.
Yeah, but Brandon, as you know the show, right?
The kids today would know what Twilight Zone is.
Some might they have the reboot GR. They might be out there, but okay, Brandon. So this show came out.
Yeah,
they do. This show came out, and they had like, of course, like Twilight Zone had to reboot all that, and it's done really well. It keeps going. But as a writer yourself, would you want to write for this product? And would you be thrilled to be a part of this? Do you have ideas for it? And do you think that they should come to people like you to further push it forward?
Yeah, Brian, they should. I lay awake at night thinking about this. Yeah,
Brandon,
no,
I think that Sauvignon Blanc's getting to you.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
No, I think it's a great show. I think that it's cool that they. What I do like though is that they keep it very close knit with the writing team, and I think it's cool that they have gone this long. I think that people have responded well to the show, and I think it, in a weird way, I think the industry or entertainment, the TV world was kind of dying for a show like this. I know they rebooted Twilight Zone with Jordan Peele, and I liked it, but it didn't do too well with other folk.
Great cast.
Yeah. And other people didn't like. I think maybe it was because it's on CBS, and who watches network TV anymore?
It was like All Access. I'm like, no one's watching All Access.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, I think the world needed a Twilight Zone-esque type show, and these British people were the first people to figure that out. I don't know why.
It's always the Brits. Always the Brits.
Like we had a proven formula, and then we just abandoned it after Rod Serling passed away. We're like, well, no one could possibly do a show that's episodic with twists at the end.
There's no way.
What a crazy concept. But so I mean, I'm glad that it's popular, and yes, I would love to write for the show. It's very a lot of the plays I write are very much like Black Mirror episodes, because they're like shorter and like one acts where it's just kind of you're cruising along, and then there's cruising along like the show.
We do. We cruise along the whole show.
We're cruising along, and then there's a big twist at the end, and I love that kind of shit, man. And so yes, I would love to absolutely write on that show. Plus, the money's really good.
That's gotta be fantastic. But like, you think about this,
Brandon.
I'm jaded.
Yeah, 100%. But you look at the show too. It's like they have not brought a lot of writers in. Is that normal? I mean, you've been on a lot of shows writing. Is that normal at all?
Sometimes, yeah, I think so. Actually, I think it's actually getting more. I mean, this is maybe a unfortunate thing, but I think it's getting more and more common. Where like White Lotus, right? Mike White wrote all of them, directed all.
Does it all?
Yeah, he did it all. One man band, with other people acting and doing a lot more work behind the scenes. So not really a one man band at all. But yeah, he's the one creative voice, and I think a lot of shows are kind of gravitating towards that, unfortunately. And I mean, bottom line, it's cheaper.
What do you think of that show, by the way, Brandon? What do you think of White Lotus?
It's cheaper for the studios to just do it that way too. But yeah, I love White Lotus. I mean, I've again watched every episode.
Like, would you be able to maybe write and direct something like that, or what? Like, what are your?
I mean, I love anything. I love anything that points out like the hypocrisy of people that think they're doing a good thing.
Yeah.
Like, which is kind of what the whole thesis of that show is that like people are.
Did that just happen? Type of vibe, like with Black Mirror. You know what I mean? It's like that's what they're. I feel like that's what that's saying. Is
I think what's cool about Black Mirror. What's cool about Black Mirror is that it's like it's what the Twilight Zone would have been if they had special visual effects and all these things that we now have and take for granted. Quite frankly, I think that the Twilight Zone really would. I mean, when you watch those old Twilight Zones, it's a lot. It's really cool what they did with what they had at the time. I mean, some of those you're just like. I mean, they're still scary. Some of them are still terrifying.
Right.
Fuck yeah, they are. They
found a way to make it scary back then for us. You know what I mean? So now it's even sometimes it's overkill. I think with all the the special effects or things like that, it sometimes gets a little bit much.
Black Mirror's done a good job of threading that needle where it's not too effects heavy, and the visual effects kind of enhance the story more so than just go back to Transformers where it's just all visual effects and no story at all.
CGI visual, I agree. Great analysis. Yeah.
Thank you. I'm writing a whole thesis on this.
You better keep writing that out analysis, because I'm expecting a full report when we come back next time. Full report with
this whole show. Brian, this whole show, I know I said it was like a Japanese game show. I'm going to revamp that. I think this is more like being sent to the principal's office and having to explain yourself.
Yeah, well, it is actually not. Well, yeah, I can see that, Brandon. I can see that. With a really cool principal and assistant principal.
Brian's even dressed like a principal.
I am the principal of the hour. I am the man of the hour. I am the fucking slick son of a bitch. I'm here,
GR's the regulator, cracking the whip.
The assistant principal. Oh God, even more scary.
GR has the pencil. GR has a pencil. We lost your audio. GR, I'm buying that computer. Toot sweet tonight. Toot sweet, guys. It's the last time you're at Thirsty Daddy fucking freeze on you. Because the Thirsty Daddy should not freeze.
He should be muted it so I didn't make noise on the. But I'm doing it with a ruler.
Yeah.
I go, does he have a ruler or like a measuring tape?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A real ruler.
Oh, bless your heart.
Angela,
I'll even go better. I got 2.
He's got all the rulers. GR is a measuring man. Angela. So it's just it's a big show. It's a big show.
They don't measure up to that cock you were talking about earlier.
Whoa, GR. GR's had a few Thirsty Daddy drinks. Angela.
Thirsty Daddy mug. Yeah.
Can you? Okay, we're talking about this show. So this show has gone for 6 seasons, 7 seasons. I know you said you watched a little bit. Do you think that by bringing celebrities in, bigger celebrities each time, will that make this show continue to be relevant moving forward?
I mean, it draws in whoever their followers are, right? Naturally. So 100%. They're going to be like, oh, well, let's see Miley Cyrus in this. Let's see John, you know what I mean? Let's see, Bryce Dallas Howard in it. Like, I mean, it's going to draw in their fan base already. So yeah, I mean, that's why they bring in big name celebrities. But then the other thing is, can you act? Can you actually,
that's
take
a big
the roles on, right? And that's a huge thing. Like we see it all the time. You can bring a big name in and it just doesn't work sometimes. I don't know what like you want it to. And, I think it's a day late and a dollar short after it's been like post-production and it's out to be viewed. I mean, there's nothing you can really do at that point, but yeah, I mean, I do. I think that's, why we put in big names, right? Why aren't we putting in like you and I?
Right? Like, why are we not fucking doing this shit?
We're not putting these stuff in there. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I'm just making a point here. Like, sure, I may not have like a huge following and, maybe ours is more minimal, but like, hey, I'm talented. You're talented. Brandon, you're talented. GR is awesome. But I'm just making a point that like you could bring in.
He's talented too.
Yeah, I know. Everyone's talented across the board here. I'm just saying that, of course you're going to bring in high name celebrities because you got to ramp it up. You got to get the money because at the end of the day, what is this all about? TV networks, that's money. Film is art. They're two different things.
I think Black Mirror is an interesting case study, though.
Yeah.
In that people, in a weird way, I don't know if people tune into Black Mirror for the celebrities. I think maybe
that's a good point.
The draw of the show is in a weird way, the writing and just the idea of the show. People tune in, and then I know I'm guilty of it. I'm guilty of like tuning in and not knowing who's going to be on it, and then I'm like, oh my god, that guy's in this.
But like, but Brandon, like what they're trying to do though is right. Like now we're going to get into Miley Cyrus, those people. It's like, do you think they should just not do that? Like maybe
I don't know. I wrestle with the whole idea that the new Hollywood is like TikTok people, and that. I know we were joking about me being kept up at night, but that actually keeps me up at night. That like in like 10 years time, I'm going to be writing screenplays for
like
Haktua chick.
But isn't that true about any show?
And now we're bringing her up. Like I didn't even know about this chick until like a couple months ago.
Yeah, I can hear you, GR.
Oh.
I was going to ask one question.
Sorry, GR wants to get in there.
Any good television show or movie really not about the star as much as it is about the writing? Because if you don't have a good script, you don't have shit.
Well, definitely. Yeah. But I mean, I know for them to have maybe gotten it made, although at this point it's like they're a well-oiled machine, but I guess in order for them to have gotten some kind of funding, they probably had to be like, no, Rashida Jones is in this. So
yeah,
give us money now.
Careful, Brian.
Yep, take my something.
I'm
sorry.
Keep your penguin pecker to yourself.
Ron Plus being single. That's what it is. I'm sorry.
Wait, what happened?
Ron Plus being single. That's all I gotta say.
I was waxing poetic about Black Mirror.
I love Black Mirror. Thirsty Daddy. I know you're excited about everything when it comes down to anything that's technologically evolved. Something like this. Think about this, GR. I know you love the Twilight Zone. You love this world. Do you think, GR, that this alone can keep going forward, kicking ass, making names, all these celebrities, or do you think that we're gonna like hit a wall, GR. We're gonna hit a wall. Why we keep making these? Because again, Twilight's only went for so long. But do you think that this can keep moving forward and make money? This is season 7. Is this? Should we keep going with this?
It'll it'll run its course. All shows do. I mean, it's gonna be popular for a while. I mean, 7 seasons. How long is each season? 6
episodes. Yeah, 6 episodes.
I'm sorry. That means it's 2 seasons of old television.
It's very true. Like the old television was a lot longer sometimes.
So it's not 7 seasons. It's 2. I mean, you got to put it in context. It'll probably go 3 or 4 more real years if it's lucky. And it'll be something else that'll get hot.
This is season what number?
This is season 7 coming out.
So the Twilight Zone, I'm looking here, the original Twilight Zone only lasted 5 seasons. Wow.
Yeah, 24 episodes, so 120 shows.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you're right.
And you've got, 42 here?
I got you guys.
My So-Called Life, 1 season, for God's sake. And I mean, how many amazing actors came out of that?
It's so weird. The TV used to be like that, where it's like 20-something episodes in a season, and now it's what, 8?
24. It's like
if you're lucky, it's 8.
It was in the old days. It was 24 episodes a year.
But like that was great because writers could be employed for a whole year, and now they're employed for maybe 11 weeks.
Employed for 5 minutes, and they're
Mm-hmm.
And that's a big thing. That's a big thing that happened. I mean, of course, the strikes changed things because the strikes made it so, like, again, the great part about the strikes was like, okay, well, writers, actors can make more money to have a living wage so they can become home with their families, they can pay their bills and all of that. But producers took it as this. They said, oh, and I shoot the shit on the show all the time. I said this. Producers say, hey, oh, well, I'm paying more, so I'm going to hire less writers. I'm going to hire less actors. I'm going to hire less X, Y, and Z because it's costing me more money. I want more money in my pocket. And that fucking sucks because the idea of it was we should get paid better. We should get paid better. And unfortunately, it's also screwed people. So I always, when those contracts came through, I'm like, where's the clause? Where's the clause that says you can't do that? Where's that fucking clause? Didn't happen with the actors. Didn't happen with the writers. Amazon writers were fucking fighting for a long time. I don't know if you saw that, Brandon. Amazon writers were fighting because they were like cutting Amazon writers. Like, you're not actually paying us what you said you're going to, and you're actually cutting us. It was like a huge fucking thing. I know it was a big thing when it first happened. I'm like, it just pisses me off because like producers will always try to find a way to put more money in their pocket and pay less out. And I get it. I produce too. I get it. But at the end of the day, that's not how you treat people. It's just not. You know, it's just not.
Brian,
and the product suffers.
Brian, if the fact that the heads of the union aren't guys like you or me
They're not. But I will, because I'm running for SAG president someday.
With money in the bank. Oh, let's settle for this. They shouldn't have settled that last strike over it. They should have gone with AI and solved it, but they didn't. They caved.
I thought they did. Oh, the writers did. We were like, no AI ever. And actors were like, no, you can replicate us. Just pay us money for it.
Yes. It's fine. It's fine. It's
standard BS. Established star says, "Oh, we're good here. Let's settle this."
I would have slapped him across the face and called him fucking Samsonite. You know what I mean? I would have fucking stopped that shit.
I like that.
So am I really talking to you, Brian, or am I talking to a replicant right now?
You're talking to the real Brian.
Not really me either, Brian.
Something a replicant would say.
Dave,
real me is actually out somewhere right now on Friday.
Oh, nice.
I know, right?
I can almost catch this tail.
Peppy, calm down.
I'm gonna meet up with Rashida Jones. We're gonna go hang out.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, right?
Sniff, sniff. I don't know, man. This smells pretty funky to me.
He knows where you are everywhere.
Yeah, he does know.
Yeah.
He does know. I just think that this happens all the time. And it's like, we've gone through these negotiations. We've argued, but it comes down to this. It's like, people are already trying to find like leeway, a clause, a legality to get past it so they can pay less and make more money in their pocket. And I think that we need better people running the ship to fucking make it so people will take care of. That's what I think.
What's the episode count on this new season? Do we know?
Oh, it's 6 episodes.
Yeah, there we go again. Yeah, very small.
Yeah,
I'm sure the writers were probably the writers that were there, which was what 4 people were employed for maybe 10 weeks or 11 weeks, and that's it. And then they had to string the rest of their year together. And I know that's like, oh, entertainment people, oh, woe is me, but it is a thing. Like people,
everyone gives so much flack. Like I don't want to. I mean, I hear it from certain people, like, oh, entertainment, like just, oh, you Hollywood people. It's like,
yeah, we need to eat and live for a year too.
Like, I'm sorry that we provide you basically the stuff that you enjoy watching, seeing in whatever capacity we're involved in it. I mean, you're the one at the movie theater paying to see this or on your streaming network. So thank you and you're welcome.
Yeah, it's either that or you talk to your loved ones.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
Please do that. Please talk to their loved ones.
No one wants to do that. TV and movies. That's what we want.
Yeah. Like, I'm sorry, you want to talk to me? I'm sorry, I'm too busy in Black Mirror right now. I can't talk to you.
Yeah, exactly.
That's my life.
I gotta watch, Brian's new T-Mobile commercial or something. And
This machine is taking me over. I need to listen to this machine, and that's it. That's the world we live in.
Yo, player, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and hit the bell to be notified when we are live. And if you are able to join our Patreon, please join. Because the Pepestar needs more snickety snacks. Because I'm hungry. Holla back. Love y'all.